Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to keep BB onto the road of success and better your horsemanship. So first thing we're going to do is take you through the G method and show you how to prevent any bad habits and how you can start your own horses. Doesn't matter what breed it is. So first thing we're going to do is lead our horses around just like I did. From here, we're going to apply respect, okay? Mainly for this is if they get spooked by a flag behind them or a noise or something, they acknowledge us first and they don't run us over and step on us and break our bones and stuff like that. So this is very important, okay? And we have our boundaries. Now, this doesn't mean you can't go and love on your horse, love on your baby, and give her treats or anything like that. Okay, as long as you have respect on your horses, they'll be pretty solid. Okay, and you'll have them listening to you. Okay, now that we have that down, we're going to go to the next step, which is getting close to the horse. Okay, desensitizing them. This is very important. Most horses will want to move out. Okay, the reason for this is so if you get one that's not broke, it's not touchable. This is the extension of our arm. So we're gonna prep them, get them prepped up so we can touch them and get up close. Okay. Now that we have that, and it's pretty solid, and you have the respect, we can move on to the next side. Now we always want to use the wind as our advantage and not fight against it, because that's going to help us with the flag and the tarp. Okay, now that we have this and we're able to get up close and touch her, notice before I get up close, I like to move that lead rope right here on her neck. Okay, I can touch her face and then I can move backwards and start touching them. I'm prepping and helping you how to start your colts and have really forgiving colts and broke ones. Okay, now that we have this, we can proceed to prepping the cinch. Notice I turn around to use the wind. Now that we got this part, we can start disengaging her. Now most horses, once I pull right here, that makes them uncomfortable, makes them a little ticklish. So they would want to kick out and want to bug, want to run off. But we've been bumping this nose around to disengage. When they cross their feet, that's when they lose their forward movement. Horses buck going forward and they run going forward. They can't run and sprint when you're disengaging them. So this is very important, and this will help when you get on them too. But right now we're prepping for the cinch and the girth. And if you're going to rope on your horses, I like to keep that rope around their legs so they don't freak out and booger out. The day you do put something around their legs, they're not going to freak out. Now that we have this going, what you do on one side, you do to the other. Yeah, wind picked up again. Now you can reach for it, but be really careful, or you can just practice. You won't get it the first time. Just keep doing it. It's going to help your horse to be more forgiving anyways. Okay, desensitizing them more. Now that we have this, I'm disengaging her, pulling that nose over here. At the same time, I'm applying firmness on the cinch and the back end. Okay, now that we have this, we can move it down the back. Now take your time here. Prep them to be cinched for the saddle. This is when your horse has been out loose for a while in the beginning stages too. Even if horses start bucking with the saddle, it's because we did lack of preparation. And mostly is because of the cinches. But now that we have this and we have the respect down really well, we get our flag out. This is going to prep so we can get closer to the horse and be a little bit more forgiving. So when we do touch them and get our saddle strip and shake it, there'll be a lot more. But this is going to be the step to get there. Once we have this, we show it eye level, okay, head level of the horse. If we apply it here right away, chances are that they're going to paw and jump forward and get you. That's why we apply respect. But we can move, we can come to that later once they pass all the other stuff around their body. So which would be nose, cheek, neck, pole, neck, body, okay? And the louder you are with your horses, the more forgiving you will have them. You got the body, or you do on one side, you do the other. Remember, this is a method that you can get on a horse within 30 minutes to an hour and 30 to an hour and 30. It just depends on the preparation and if it's ready. But as soon as each step is done and they're passing, we keep going, and that's going to get us to on their back and ready to roll. Notice when I presented is down the lead rope, nose, cheek, pole, neck, body. Now that we have this, we can gradually go down. Now they'll kick out and stuff. Make sure you have that nose, okay, to you and not the butt, okay, because they'll lean into pressure sometimes, especially when you put one of these next to their feet and they're uncomfortable, and it's not as their defense, it's their natural defense. What they do in a while, when they feel unsafe, they point their butt. That's their shotgun, okay? So this is why we keep it short right here. Once we have that, we can proceed with our 4x8 tarp. Now I only have a little strip tarp to show you, but it'll work. It'll work for what we needed to do. Now I want to use the wind too. I like to ball it up a little bit. I'm going to show it how exact the same way that we did on the flag. Apply respect down the lead rope. Notice I'm up here and not throwing it underneath. I'll stand beside them. Now we can proceed. Notice I don't necessarily have to cover her nose and stuff like that, but eventually you can. But for now, let her smell it a little bit. Cheek, pole, neck. Notice we're a lot closer now. A lot closer to the horse. Now we're prepping for the saddle, okay? Now you can act like you're going to throw the saddle on there too. Your saddle pad. Preparation. Okay. Once you got that, do the other side. Very important. You got to do both sides. Not just one side, because one day if you need to get off on the other side and they don't know about it, it'll buck you off. Get hurt, leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. We don't want that. Preparation is very important. Notice, short lead rope. In case she takes off, I can pull that nose to us. Okay, very important handling. Now that we have this down pretty good, I'm not just gonna throw my tarp on over like this, because chances are they can come to us or run us over if they get scared from behind on this side. And if we're sitting on this side, they're gonna run us over. So it's very important. I like to bundle my tarp up a little bit. Okay, do this at a distance. Don't do it on top of her. She already knows what's going on, so I can. But we ball it up, and we'll expand it on the horse. And we show that something's gonna come over her from this side on over. Okay, we can use our hand and prep her. Activate that right eye. Okay, and now we can start using the corner of your tarp. We can start throwing it over, and at the same time, check it. We're right here. Excuse that. Got a horse trying to come smell the camera. But anyways, once we have this, now we can wrap it around her neck. Okay, and I'm close. So they're getting along. They're understanding that we're not here to hurt them. We're just trying to be their friends. Now that we have this, remember this will be a 4x8 tarp, which will spread down her back. Now don't just let her go, because this horse, the horse you may have doesn't know about that, and it can freak them out, okay? So it's very important. Keep it bundled, keep your corners, keep them together. Remember, this is the representation of the saddle, okay? You can do a square knot right here to tie it so it won't fall off, because we don't need it to fall off. Remember, representation of the saddle. Once you're on, you don't want the horse to move. Now we can go back, desensitize at a standstill, okay? At this point, you'd gradually open up your tarp from back and go over, okay? Now, we desensitize at a standstill. Now we're going to desensitize in motion. We send them out, we teach them how to lunge, okay? Moving right, moving left. Get this going really good. We can play the tango game and come in here and disengage, because this is going to save our life from the horse bucking. Okay, very important. And if you get a horse that likes to nibble you a little bit, tap them. Say, hey, don't be doing that stuff. Disengage. Do a lot of disengaging. They're ready to mount on when you got a good handle, and we're going to come back to this anyways. Once we have this, we can go back to our lead rope, throw it over again, prep for the cinch one more time, and the girth. Okay. Notice I'm tugging on it. One thing I love to do is put them in respect while applying firm on the cinch. Sending them out, applying firm, back them up, applying firmness. Awesome. Same with the back. Okay, she's getting all the nervousness out too when you see that sign. She's starting to understand. You know, they're showing relief. Now, same on the other side. Notice lead rope is closed. Same thing, disengage her. Now the tarp will be underneath it as representation of the saddle, obviously. Okay. Once you got that, and you can even throw it under their legs again, and they're gonna haul butt. I mean, they're gonna be moving up, and you gotta stay with her. Okay. It'll help to stay with her a lot. This is how you're going to start your colts within 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, 30 to an hour and a half. Okay. All right. Sometimes I even like to bring the flag back out and show it. And once we have this, I raise it up high, because this is where we're going to be. Okay. Raise it up high. They'll want to move out. Don't cross it over. Because why? Because they can run into us again and be surprised and scared. We can get hurt. So send them out and then start prepping up high. I have the flag between the horse and I up here. Prep them so they won't freak out once I get on their back. This is a very good technique to use. Okay. Now, if you pass the flag through there, be ready to apply respect, because they can jump around, you know, and kick and stuff, paw. And we want to have that respect ready to roll. Once you have this, you're ready to apply the saddle. So what you do here, we take this tarp off, get your saddle blanket, prep them left and right. On your left, prep them on your right. Get your saddle blanket, put it on them. Okay, don't be afraid to be loud. The louder you are, the more forgiving they'll be. Okay, you tiptoe around your horses, you won't have good horses. Awesome. Now you got your saddle pad. You've put it on their back several times. You can get your saddle, throw it over. I like to throw them over from the right side So I prepare if my cinch needs adjustment. I can do it right here. The less things we can do, but right, to prep our horses not to get spooked and throw our saddle down, the better it is. So we got our cinch adjustment, come back around. And one thing I like to do before you saddle your horse is I like to throw this lead rope around. This is before you throw the saddle over. Is prep them to go under their legs, go around. This is very important. This is gonna activate that eye and not be so sensitive when you run your hand down here and grab the cinch. Or you can have a little loop, grab the cinch. You can practice like that. Bring the cinch up and then tie it. Now once you have that, when you throw your saddle, got your cinch adjusted and your back girth and their applied firmness, we move straight to the butt and disengage her. We want her nose. If you feel like her nose is a little hard, her body's hard, bump her. Okay, bump her. We want them to follow their nose. That's going to help us to mount on, get ready to mount on. Okay, and do not let go of this ever when you're disengaging. Okay, once we have that, I like to go out, walk out, and apply respect immediately. Do a couple steps, apply respect immediately. Awesome. From here, I like to sit them out in the lunge. Okay. You can use the popper for their shoulder so they can move out. Remember, this is the motor in the back. We use that motor, get that forward movement. Now this is helping us have our pull to the left, pull to the right. But to make it real obvious and easier for us and for easier on the horse to understand, you can use my halter in a way where it's real obvious of what you want and what you're looking for. There's lots of ways to do this. I brought the snap wall over here so I can show you how to work the undivided tension. That is prep before you ride. Now you won't have to do it all the time, but I definitely like to apply it. So when I'm gonna send the horse to the right, notice I hooked it on my halter on the right side, where it's gonna give an obvious pull to the right. And you can start flexing your horse too. Bump, bump, bump. There you go. Get softness out of them. Make sure they follow that nose. We need them to follow that nose. Once we have that, we can lunge them out again. But now I'm going to be pulling on the rein. That's going to give us what? Obvious pulls of what we're looking for. Right is right, left is left. Okay, there's various pros and cons of pulling on horses from the bottom using a halter. So when I pull to the left, it makes pressure on the opposite direction, making the horse look the other way. So this is why I like to hook it from the sides and give real obvious, unconfusing cues and pulls so our horses understand and get a better finish out of them. Once you do that on one side, you do it to the other. Okay. Send them out. Don't be afraid to let them get into a big circle. Okay. I'm not tugging on that bottom one. I'm tugging on that top left. On that top rein. Now we can get in here and disengage at the same time. Send them out. Do a little tango square dance in here. Disengage them. Prepping them so when you get on and you pull this way, it means go to that direction. Okay. We control the head, we control the body. And if we get these hind feet to cross, they lose most of their power. They buck going forward and run going forward. They can't run or buck if they're cross-legged. All right, from here, we already have the saddle on. We can grab the cinch, prep her, swing it around. And if they'll move around, all you got to do is stay with them and apply respect and freeze them. We want them to freeze. We don't want them to walk away, because when we mount on, we don't want them to move. We want them to stand still. And we're up close now, and I'm holding my rein. You can get your lead rope. You can take it off, throw it over their back, their neck. I mean, okay, we're getting closer, getting prepped up. Now you do this to both sides. Once you have that, you're ready to go. Now, once you got on your horse, first thing I do, and you should do, is flex them. Check your steering wheel, left and right. Okay, as soon as you're ready to move out, disengage them. Pull the nose to their hip. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. Same thing with this one. Bump, 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 bump. You can shut them down, freeze them. Good girl. Now she's listening real good. Now they won't be perfect the first session. Bump, bump, up. When you pull, they might move their hip around, which I don't mind it. Okay, but when you're ready to get on, flex them. Very important. Now you're ready to get on. You check your steering wheel and disengage. First thing. Now what I'm going to show you is you won't have to do the tarp or the flag every single time you see your horse. But if you feel like something's going on, apply it. Okay, apply the flag, apply the tarp. You know, you don't want it to progress. If they're getting skittish, you don't want them to progress. You want them to bring them back from the foundation. This is what needs to be. And if you need help with that, this is going on, call me. I'll help you. Do this, do that, and watch results happen. I promise you, I guarantee you, there will be a change in your horse and in yourself. Now, with all that said, I'm going to put the snuff on. You don't have to. You can ride her with the halter. They ride with halters. They ride better with mine. But I'm going to show you how to do the undivided tension, which is handling your horse, flexing them left and right, but having forward motion too. Because this was going to help you. You're checking your steering wheel before you get on. Check it out. So you got to check if you have gas in your vehicle before you run it, or you're going to get stranded. So same thing. Make sure the steering wheel can turn. Here we go. So I send them out, okay? Almost like we're lunging. But at this point, she's learned we need to get 2 eyes, okay? We already tried to get 2 eyes, but the first session, they won't give you 2 eyes. That's why we got to be patient. But you can do a lot of stuff in 1 month. But with her, all you got to do, click at her. Make sure you have your arm straight. And look at my, if she slows down, I click at her. Or I can even bump her with my rein, okay? But notice I'm pushing towards the shoulder, and I'm not dragging her into me. I see this all the time. Well, what is this? Why? Because your elbow's here and you're fixing to make out with your horse. No, keep your hand extended. If you push it towards their shoulder, they're going to move out away from you. Now, at the same time, they'll be bent, having both eyes. Notice, check it out. Both eyes on us. And if we want slow horses, we can start moving our hand down. If we get their head under us, they'll be really more forgiving. Really forgiving and broker. But this is where we're aiming at. Okay? Nice and low. This is what you do before you get on. I highly suggest it. Put them in undivided tension. You do on one side, you do the other. Notice, my arm is straight. I got both her eyes on me. Nothing else. I got her full undivided tension right here. Now, this is where I go back to square dancing. I can come inside, disengage her, send her out, bring her back in, get her undivided attention. She does not need to trot. She can walk. And that's just applying energy. Back off on your energy. How do you do that? Just relax. Okay? Be patient. If she does what you're looking for, stop her. Good job. That's what I'm looking for. Reward her. Once you got that, they're listening really good and have their attention. If you go somewhere and they're distracted, they're looking somewhere, do this before you get on. It's going to help. Once you got that, you flexor to both sides. You're ready to get on and enjoy your ride. Go do your training, whatever you want to do. But I hope it helps. Like I said, if you have any questions, I have your back for life. Okay, this is not something that this is it that you buy and see you later. Goodbye. Good luck. I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, holler. Thank you, and God bless.